This is James 5 and verse 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious gift of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Kal halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakwah Kadash. Double honors, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to brothers on down, teaching, preaching, pushing this gospel. Good news to four corners of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Greetings also to the few sisters that tune into these video epistles. Call this lesson as Esau-Edom, the Edomite, white man in the scriptures, so you understand. You can't stop this rain. You can't stop it. The rain clouds are forming. And your kingdom, the Edomite kingdom, this is the man that's in current rulership. This is the fourth kingdom. This is his rulership that we're all serving under. An intercontinental ballistic missiles, this nuclear nightmare is about to take place in the earth. It's not going to be a nightmare, not going to be in your dreams anymore. It's going to be a reality. So just want to get a few of these scriptures here that speaks about the time we're living in. Of course, Ezekiel 38 is in there. And let's just read a few of them. Let's start with one of these twofold scriptures here. I think Jeremiah 5, just speaking mainly about these wicked Israelites. But it can go for this man here as well, because this verse here fits him. Jeremiah 5 and 24. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God. Is our power. His name is Yahweh, his only begotten Son, is Yahweh Shai. And we are the true children of Israel, which they've given these bywords. We're at the bottom of the pile, scattered to the four corners of the earth as part of our punishment, calling us these bywords, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and a host of other derogatory terms. Neither say there in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter. We want to say a little on this in this lesson here. In his season, he reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Just reading this earlier, I heard a brother speak on this from time to time. Gets into this former rain, referring to the flood that took place. And then the latter rain is going to be the fire that's going to rain down from the skies. Let's get Revelation. Backwards and forwards, line by line, precept upon precept. Here a little, there a little. It's a jigsaw puzzle. That's how we read these scriptures here. Where am I? Getting myself mixed up. Let's get to... appointed weeks. That's Job 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined. Whose days? It's all of these kingdoms. They rise and they fall. And our power is the one who's determining who's in power. I think that's Daniel 4 and 17, and there's another. It's everywhere. He's the one who's setting the weeks, the appointed weeks at their time. Seeing his days is Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months, like the seasons, are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. It doesn't matter how big and bad you think you are. Look at Nebuchadnezzar, for example. He got way ahead of himself, thinking that he's put himself in that position. And he was reduced to like an animal. Hosea 6, let's go from 1. Come, and let us return unto the Lord. For he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up. After 2 days, remember, 1 day for our power is like 1,000 years to us. So after 2 days, will he revive us. In the third day, which is where we are now, he will raise us up, and he shall live. We shall live in his sight. Then shall we know, if we follow on to know the Lord, whose name is Yahweh. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth. just like the seasons. It's all mapped out. That first flood was devastating, but this second flood is saying the earth has never seen anything like it and never will after it. Such is going to be the devastation that's going to come onto the land. Let's get that Revelation 2. Let's get 10 and 11. Fear none of those things, red letter Yahushua speaking, which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Well, who's playing that role in this movie? Who is it that's done all? Who's been under this man? Hundreds of years, this man and all the other heathen captivities. This man is calling himself the white man. It's not me calling you that. That's you calling yourself that since 1681. But the scripture says you are the Edomite. That's who you are. And we are Hebrew Israelites. We look like whoever we look like. Someone's color does not denote their nationality. This is all madness. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you in prison that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, a specific period of time. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of this second death. So in the midst of the fire that's going to be raining down from the earth, that latter rain, we're hoping, we're praying not to be caught up in it, not to have that fire kindled upon us. Revelation 20, verse 6, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death, the fire hath no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Yahushai, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. What about Revelation 21 and 8? What does that one say? But the fearful and unbelieving, abominable, murderers, whoremongers, sorcerers, idolaters, liars, shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. That's what's getting ready. It's on the way. 11, Revelation 11 and 14. Might as well just get all these here while I'm here. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's the third world war. We've had 2 already. The next one is right here, close up. Revelation 9:16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. That's 200 million. Each of these weapons have multiple warheads, and I heard the number of them. To imagine seeing this in a vision. It's no wonder John fell to his knees with what he was seeing. Let's get back here to, let's get Ezekiel 38. The whole of this chapter really, but let's just get the last few verses here. 22. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood. So you understand Gog and Magog earlier in this chapter here is speaking about the Russians. The Medes, Gog and Magog, that's them. I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him. So all of the armies of these Russians, he's going to see, it's going to be a devastation. I don't have the words that's going to take place. So frightening if you ever, when you close your eyes, you see all these things. And upon the many people that are with him. So all of he's doing it now. He's a master of an army that's going to come against Babylon the Great, which is America. So you're going to have one side of NATO. They've already got their armies all lined up, but they're going to be switching sides. It's already happening. You've got Turkey, for example, who's a NATO member. He's looked like he's switching sides and going over to side with the Russians. So it's going to be absolute mayhem and chaos and madness that's going to be taking place on the earth. I will rain upon him and upon his bands, as his armies, and upon the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. You're going to know. You deny him now, you won't be able to deny the fire that is coming. I don't want to be a part of that. Revelation 6 and 4, and there went out another horse that was red. Look closely at this man calling himself white. His blood showed forth through his skin. Not see-through skin. He's not white. No, he's red. That's what Edom means. That's who he is. That's one of the mysteries that's been revealed in our time. And there went out another horse that was red. Power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. This man has been at war virtually the whole time since the inception of this latest part of his rulership. And since the inception of this place they call America, Mar, meaning bitter. That's all it is. And they've been at war. They've got this policy that they refer to, endless wars. Power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, which is a blessing that was given unto this Edomite by his father Isaac. You read about that in Genesis 27 when the blessings were being given out. That's his. I heard another voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for... Oh, it goes on to something else. Let's just jump to verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. That's him. And his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. So we see that's in Habakkuk, isn't it? It's known as death and is as hell. And power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth. Where's that? This the Americas. To kill with the sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. This is the devastation that is coming. Let's get something here. Let's look to wrap up with Hebrews. Just got one more after Hebrews 2. Let's go from 14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself, speaking of Yahweh, took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death. That is the devil in our time. This man, Esau-Edom, said, since 1681, I want you to call me the white man. Prior to that, if you look at any history books and so on, you don't see people describe. You have many descriptions of people living in the 11, 12, 13, whatever century. And you don't see that, somebody's nationality is that he was yellow. No, that's not a nationality. That is foolishness. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who was through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage under this wicked man. Malachi 1 and 4 tells you he's also known as the wicked. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Wherefore, in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, speaking of Yahweh, and we his children, particularly his sons, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to Yahweh, to make reconciliation to who? For the sins of the people. His people. That's who he came for. It's Matthew 1 and 21. The remission of sins of his people. That's why he came, and that's who he came to reconcile. You can't be reconciled, get back into the favor of something somewhere that it's got nothing to do with you. If you wasn't there, you're not a part of the contract. You're not a part of the covenant. You cannot be reconciled to something you were never a part of. That is foolishness. Let's wrap up where he started. Let's get James 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. That's your bunkers. Some of these places have years of food supplies and water and electricity, everything. They've got it all piled up. In many places, that's where you see the earth caving in, because they've got underground cities. It's not just bunkers, cities underground. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies. We've been working for free for hundreds and hundreds of years. Each of these kingdoms have had Hebrew Israelites to develop and to keep their kingdoms afloat. And so we've been crying out, working for free, being abused and of all the worst of everything. And so this has reached the ears of our power. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and have been wanton, taken to pleasure. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just. Who's the just? It's us. We are the Hebrew Israelites. That's who we're supposed to be, and that's what we should be seeking after. And he doth not resist you. That's why we refer to as worms. We don't have any resistance against this man. No standing army, no representation at the highest levels, no nothing. You're nobody. You're laughed at, you're mocked, you're scoffed. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts. That's strengthen yourself. As a scripture was that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your times. That's what we're going to need right now. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Oh yes, it's getting close, and that rain is coming. The storm clouds are gathering over this man, and your what do you call it? Your weather modification thing. It's not going to work. You can't stop the rain. They've been listening to Esau-Edom, a white man. You can't stop this rain. Shalom to the next lesson. No fear, no sorrow. No, sir.